In the last class we have read about how can we be a good citizen and the fundamental rights, the 6 fundamental rights, the meaning of the 6 fundamental rights, and who can use or who can get the fundamental or enjoy the fundamental rights. Today we shall read about the fundamental duties. We have certain duties towards our nation and countrymen. Rights and duties are 2 sides of a coin. To enjoy our rights, we must ensure that we perform our duties well. For example, it is our duty to respect the national symbols. So, we enjoy the Constitution has the fundamental, in the Constitution are written the fundamental rights, and these fundamental rights as a citizen we enjoy. So to enjoy the fundamental rights we should have also to do some fundamental duties, and that is why rights and duties are 2 sides of a coin. So to enjoy our rights we must ensure that we must perform our duties well, and also to our motherland, and also to our respect our national symbols. So these are called fundamental duties. Let us read more about them. Some fundamental duties: to respect and follow the ideals of Constitution. We should follow our Constitution and respect our Constitution. And what is written, the ideals we have in our Constitution we should follow and respect. To respect the national flag and national anthem. We should respect our national flag and our national anthem. That is, when the national flag is hoisted, we should stand in attention position, and when the national anthem is sung, we should always stand up. To stand in attention position whenever the national anthem is sung. So I told you that when the national anthem is sung, we should stand in attention position. To spread peace and harmony among all Indians. That means we should not promote the differences or riots among the people, or anger. We should not show anger. We should spread peace and harmony among the citizens or among the Indians, so that the India can be a united one, and everyone of our country loves one another. To preserve the forest, lakes and rivers and wildlife. So we should preserve the forest. If the forests are cut down, then there will be no home for the birds and wild animals. There will be scarcity in rainfall also. So lakes, we should preserve lakes and rivers, so that there can be enough water in it, and the aquatic life, flora and fauna, the plants and animals can live in it. And wildlife, we should keep intact the wildlife, so that the endangered animals may not become extinct. As good citizen, we must fulfill the duties laid down by the Constitution. So as good citizens, we should fulfill the duties laid down in the or written in the Constitution, so that we can enjoy all the fundamental rights. Importance of being a good citizen and a good neighbor. So we should be a good citizen and a good neighbor. Before being a good citizen, it is very important to be a good neighbor. A good relationship with the neighbors make a strong and healthy community which benefits us all. So with the neighbor we should be always be in a peaceful way. We should have a good relationship with our neighbor. We must not quarrel or fight with our neighbors. We should try to solve any problem with them with good faith. So to be a good neighbor, first we should be a good neighbor, than to be a good citizen. But we should be also a good citizen, otherwise how can we be a good neighbor? So for example, India tries to be a good neighbor to all the neighboring countries. Our neighboring countries are Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Myanmar, Pakistan. So India tries to be a good neighbor with its neighboring countries. So what is the key to be a good neighbor? So what is the important matter, or how can we be a good neighbor? So to be a good neighbor, all the important points are there. Exchange the phone numbers and email addresses. We should give the phone numbers and email address to the neighbors. Be direct in your hopes and expectations. So what is your expectations and hopes? You should share with your neighbor. Be nice, smile, say hello or wave when your neighbors pass by. So you should be nice and always you should smile and say hello or wave your hands when your neighbors pass by. Show support in good and bad times. So when they are in bad times, you should support them, or when you are in good times, you should support them. So every time we should show good behavior to our neighbors. Lending a helping hand. If any neighbor needs any help, so help them. Help the elderly and the sick. Those who are elders by your neighbors, try to help them, and those who are sick, try to take them to the hospital or to doctor for the treatment. Keep your neighborhood clean. We should keep our neighborhood clean, so that the poison may not spread, or the neighborhood may not be dirty. Do not disturb your neighbors. We should not disturb our neighbors. For example, we should, when a boy or a girl or anyone is reading in his reading time, we should not give in loud the music, or we should not shout at that time, or we should not disturb them in any other way, or we should not disturb any other way the neighbors also. A good neighborhood community and society contributes towards the progress of a nation, as they have good citizens. So a good neighborhood community and society, if the society is good, the country will progress, or the nation will progress, because of the good citizens present in the society. A good citizen loves the country, respects the freedom and rights of others. So a good citizen always loves the country and respect the freedom and rights of others. So a bad citizen will never respect the freedom or rights of others. They will try to hamper the freedom and the rights of others, and appreciates his or her countrymen. So those who are good citizens, they will appreciate his or her countrymen. That is, if anyone progresses in science, or in a play, or in other matter, they will try always appreciate his or her countrymen. Voting in elections is the responsibility of a good citizen. We should vote at the time of elections, because it is the responsibility of a good citizen. Elections. The process of electing our leaders is called election. It is a process in which people elect one person to be a leader from the given candidates. In India, we should. In India, we have elections for each state and for the country. Sometimes we elect our leaders in school also. So in election is the process by which we elect our leaders for the who will go and represent us in the parliament or in the state legislative assembly. So there is election for the state also and for the central government. So when there is election for the state government, we send one representative or elect one representative by voting or casting vote, and he represents us in the state legislature. And in case of uh, uh, the vote in the or election in the country, we send our representative in the parliament, so they represent us in the Lok Sabha. Sometimes there is election in the schools also, where we elect our leaders for the betterment of the school, for the betterment of the students, etc. Civics. Civics is the study of the rights and duties of the citizens. Civic is important because it helps people to understand how the government works and their duties towards each other and their nations as well. So civics is the study of rights and duties of the citizens. What is their rights? They should know, and what is the duties to enjoy their rights. So civic is very important because it helps people to understand the government works, how the government works and their duties, and what is the duty of the government to the citizen. So towards each other, and also the people's duties towards government and their work towards government. So as a whole, the government and the citizens can know each other very well, and this is the study of civics. Civic sense is the way we behave in public and be conscious to the needs of the society. So civic sense is the way we behave in the public. If we behave badly, then people will call us a bad person. If we behave in a good way, the people will say we are good. So it is the need of the society that how we behave in public. It is an unspoken way to run the society smoothly. Obviously, it is a unspoken way by which, so if anyone behaves in a bad way, then we cannot run in the society. Or if so many things happen in a bad or not in a run in a good way, do not run in a good way, then the society will not run smoothly. Just as we learn others lessons of life from our adults, we need to learn civic sense also. So we should learn from our adults that how we can live in the society, and learn the civic sense from them. We need to inculcate civic sense in our general behavior. So we should know how to inculcate civic sense in our behavior. Lack of civic sense can prove very harmful to the society. If the people do not have civic sense, then it will harm the society. For example, if an old man passes by side who cannot walk, and if we do not help them, then this is not a good sense, and so it will harm, because that old man may fall anywhere on the road, and it will create problem in the society, that in this area the people are not good. Sometimes some people say slang languages, So this is not good for the society. Openly, they say it openly, so that is not good for the society. Let us develop our civic sense by doing the following. How can we develop our civic sense? Keep road, parks and other public places neat and clean, respecting fellow citizens, ladies and soldiers. Waiting in a queue by being considerate, polite and courteous, preserving our resources and use them sensibly, recycling and reusing things, taking care of our flora and fauna. So we said that we should keep our roads, parks and other public places clean. That means some of us, we see that in public buildings some people speech. So that is not a good thing. We should not speak. Then we should help the fellow citizens and ladies and soldiers, respect the fellow citizens. Sometimes we see that no one respects the woman also. Then waiting, that is when we want something in a shop or anywhere in the taking or going to rail station or bus stop, we should wait in a queue. Then we should be polite and considerate and courteous, because if we do not be in this way, then people will not talk with us or make relations, and it would make an unhealthy situation. And if this type of unhealthy situation goes on, then the society will not run smoothly. Preserving our resources, for example, we should put off the fan or light if we do not need it. So this can preserve the resources. Take care of flora and fauna. So we should take care of the animals and plants, because sometimes if we cut we do a large amount of deforestation. So this helps the scarcity of the home for wild animals and birds. And sometimes we kill the endangered animals. That is not good for us. Disregard for the law is a primary cause for poor civic sense in our country. So we should not show disregard for the law, because it will make a poor civic sense in our country. So we should respect law. We need to join hands to improve civic senses of our countrymen. So we should join our hands. We should help one another to show respect to the law, and this will help the society to run smoothly, and one day our nation will go ahead at the top in this world. Thank you.